We're going to create a newspaper website by first scanning some newspapers. We're using the INDUS 9000. We're going to start on the software here. So press the start button, and it records the first image. Then we take the newspaper, lay it out the second sheet, and we can do the rest from directly in front of the scanner by pressing this little green button on front. When we're done scanning our pages, we can hit the stop button, and then it will open the right icon, and we'll go to saving image files, and it'll give us a directory, and we'll say OK, and it wrote out the 12 images that we scanned. Okay. Next, we're going to rotate and crop the images. Now, this INDUS does a pretty good job of cropping the images automatically, but we're going to open up an Irfanview session, and we're going to open the 12 JPEGs that we got. So I'm just going to click the first one, and it shows you that it's landscaped because that's the way it was laying on the scanner. So what we need to do is go to File, Rotate Right, and then click that, and then it'll be rotated, and then we do a file save on that image before we go to the next one. And this will work very well, except sometimes you get your fingers in the image. So the INDUS scanner saw my fingers down there, and in this one we'll need to rotate first, and then we'll need to crop it. So here we're going to rotate like we did before, rotate right, then we're going to pull the mouse down from the top corner to the bottom, make a little box, and then we're going to select Edit menu and pick Crop Selection. That will clean that area off, and then we do Save File again. So now we have 12 JPEG images, and we want to run those through optical character recognition, or OCR. Here we're going to use a Nuance software. It's about $50 for the software, so it's reasonable for doing large newspaper scans. I'm going to take the 12 JPEGs, I'm going to drop them into the Nuance software. And then I'm just going to go down here and check my settings, and I'm going to show you that it's not really fancy. We're doing lossless unit, and the important part is that it click Be Searchable, which means it's going to take the text out of the images. We start this up, and it will take about a half an hour to complete. At the end, we've got 12 PDF files. For those PDF files, we're going to add some metadata to them. So we're going to take the metadata creation tool from ResCarta toolkit, and we're going to do File. We're going to open the image directory. I'm going to point it back out my Sarny Wall Street where my PDFs are. And it says, OK, I've got those. I'm going to create metadata for an institution. I could do it for a particular library, or in this case it's a sample, so we'll pick ResCarta. I use today's date as aggregator and let the root ID be picked. Then we're going to set it as a serial because newspapers have volume and issue information. I'm going to type in here the Wall Street Journal, and I'm going to put in the volume 1. Okay, so it's 10. We can save that, or we can continue to enter the data, and we put in the genre, the publisher name, place of publication, the capture date, all that information. We can add subject headings. One of the things we can do also is put pagination information. In this case, we scanned 12 pages, but they were just a section of the data. So we got pages 1 through 6 and 11 through 16. So we named them properly. Okay, we're done here, so we're going to exit this. Say OK. Now we're going to convert our PDFs to TIFF, and in those TIFFs we're going to record the MODS Library of Congress metadata directly into the TIFF file, and we're going to extract the text as well. So we're going to use the data conversion tool from ResCarta, and I'm pointing it to where my data is, and I'm going to put it onto my desktop over here. So data comes from there. We're doing document per directory. We're going to use ResCarta Mets. We click Convert. Now this is going to take about 3 minutes, so imagine 3 minutes going by. There we go. And it's really 3.5 minutes. You can see the start time there is 5:27:18, and the final time of 5:30 plus. Okay. Next thing we need to do is make a collection. So we're going to open up the collection manager, And we're going to go File, New. We're going to grab the ResCarta data that we just created. And it says, okay, I got one item out there. I'm going to add a collection, pressing the Add button. And the title is going to be Wall Street Journal. And I can put an abstract in here or just say it's a sample. Okay. From that, we have our collection. We're going to open up our objects. We only have one because we only did that one issue so far. So we have our collection, Wall Street Journal, and we have the Wall Street Journal from Volume 10, Issue 67. So, okay, we're done with that. We can say Exit. Whoop, do you want to save this? Yep, we sure do. So we're going to save and exit. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a Lucene index to every word in the newspaper. So those 12 pages that we collected, we're going to gather up every word. And to do that, we point again to our ResCarta data, and it's going to put the index under that directory. And all we have to do is press the indexing button. Now this is real time. I'm not cutting this one up because this only takes about a tenth of a minute to do the 12 pages of the newspaper that we scanned. So let's build a website. Now I'm going to go directly to our website at rescartafoundation.org. Click on Software and click on Downloads. I'm going to scroll down a little bit and find the ResCarta web application. We'll download that. So we're going to download a zip file from the website, and we're going to open that in Windows. So we can open that zip file, and here we're just going to select this and say Copy, second mouse button, copy it. And I'm going to place that into my Tomcat web applications directory. So I've got quite a few down here right now. I've got other websites, but I'm going to just paste this in here. So it's copying it from the zip file to the web applications directory. And then we're going to need to change the name because this isn't going to be ResCarta-web anymore. We're going to call it by a name that's more meaningful. So we're going to change this to Wall Street. There you go. So it changed the name of that directory. I've got to scroll down here. I'm going to grab Wall Street open, double click, and then we're going to go to the web information directory, web-inf, and we're going to edit this web XML file. In here are all the settings for your website. The most important one is where is your data. So I'm going to highlight this, put my directory here. I'm going to go cut my directory out of my desktop, and I'm going to paste it on top of there so I don't have to type it or screw that up. Then I'm going to go change the display name to something more reasonable. Make this the Wall Street Journal. And I might want to put a footer at the bottom of my prints. There's a myriad of the settings we can make in this file. But I'm just going to put a copyright statement here, a Wall Street Journal. And you would put whatever statement you would like printed at the bottom of each of your pages. So we'll save this file, save it, and close this. Put this away because we don't need this anymore. Okay, so we have a website, and this is now on my local machine, so I'm going to type in /Wall Street, click, and here's the website. So I open this up, and it spins a little bit because it's starting it for the first time, and here's my Wall Street Journal. I can see my metadata that I've added. I can click on the title, it'll open the page up. In the page, because we OCR'd our data, we can actually go search in the page or those 12 pages for something like Helen. And we know that Helen's in there. We type H-E-L-E, and then it finishes for us, Helen. Press the Find button. Come down, well, I'll press the Find button here. And then you see Helen is highlighted in yellow. Okay, so I'm going to change this to 10% so you can see the whole page. So now we have 12 pages of the Wall Street Journal done, indexed, and ready for full text searching. And we did that in real time, about 45 minutes. So you can build a website with ResCarta tools and free software, which is full text searchable and ResCarta web.